Hello everybody, how are you? Well, I have been better. I was not feeling well yesterday and it got worse and worse, and I started having symptoms that I felt like were COVID related, and sure enough, this morning I went to the med stop and I have strep and COVID. So that is no fun. My meds have been called in. My husband has gone to get them for me, and I'm looking forward to starting those. But yesterday I felt so bad that I stitched very little, and I did not stitch my AB Singo call for yesterday until today. I came home from the med stop and took a nap, and then I got up and I decided I would stitch a little bit. And so yesterday's call was for the letter F, and for me, that had to be Shakespeare's Fairies. It was prior to this on my form under Forever Friends, but I finished that. So now I'm working on Shakespeare's Fairies, and I started on this lantern right here. And so today I stitched 132 stitches in that area, and you may not be able to see a lot of it, but it's a blend of all of this around here. So that was the next layer I felt like I could work on, that I could see easily on my pattern. So I got that done. So that is my bingo call from yesterday. So now I need to start today's. And today's is a new start for me. It's the letter B, and that stands for a banner year. So I will start one of the banners that are in this little trilogy, this 3-pack from Hands On Designs. And let's see, that's the thread pack. This will show you the picture a little bit better. So they're winter banners, and I will start one of those today. But right now, I'm going to do my new start and get going on it. So happy stitching to you. Hello everybody, welcome back. It is later on September the 17th, and I am here to share with you the stitching that I got done today on my AB Singo call. My AB Singo call today was for the letter B, and for me that was a banner year. That is a series that was designed by Hands On Design, Kathy Haberman, and I got started on the first one today, and I just put in 206 stitches to get a start on the top of it right there. So that's as far as I got today. 206 stitches, but it met the prompt for my AB Singo, and it met the prompt for bingo. So now I'll just wait till tomorrow to see, or later tonight, to see what's called for the next letter, so that I'll know what I'll be working on tomorrow. Thanks for letting me share my AB Singo selections with you, and showing you the little bit that I'm getting done right now while I'm a little under the weather. So I did get my meds today, and I've gotten my first doses of those, the antibiotic and Paxlovid. So I should be feeling better in a day or two, which will be great. I found out from the doctor when he called this evening that the new protocol from the CDC is that if you don't have a fever, you don't have to isolate, but they recommend you wear a mask if you go out anywhere where you're going to get in a large group of people. So I don't have a fever. However, I am going to err on the side of caution. I don't want to expose anybody to what I have. So I plan on isolating for 5 days, and that's okay with me. I will be stitching, so when I feel up to it. I napped off and on today between stitching, so I'm hoping I get to do that tomorrow as well and get through this. So I hope you're well, and I hope you're feeling great. I hope you've had a great start to your week, and I will talk to you hopefully tomorrow. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello everybody, welcome back. It is September the 18th and it is Wednesday. So I'm going to show you my stitching that I've done for my AB Singo, which is for the letter K. And today that letter K for me was Teresa Kogut. And I'm doing Let Love Reign by Teresa Kogut. And that's what I stitched on today. I've stitched 436 stitches in it today. And that means I've done the tree and the bird and the outline here of the house. Got those done. And that was my 436 stitches. So, put it back on my floor stand there. I'm excited to have that done. And now I've posted it on my AB Singo board and my bingo board, and I can continue stitching if I feel up to it later on something different today, just anything that I may want to stitch on, because I've stitched on this enough for now. I finished that color and I'm ready to, maybe do something a little different. So I've been trying to think what I wanted to start on to work on the rest of the day. To sort of look ahead at what's coming up. Pardon my raspy voice. I'm sorry about that. But, so one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is an event that I'm going to be doing starting October 1st. And it's 3 months to the finish line. So I wanted to identify 6 projects that could be utilized for this event. And what I'm going to do is take one die and I'm going to roll the die, and whatever number comes up, 1 through 6, that is what I will work on for that length of time that I have identified. And for me, it's either going to be 1 day or 2 days. And the whole point is to try to see how many of these 6 projects that I can get to a finish by the end of the year. I will, though, keep 1 day a week to stitch on anything else that I want to stitch on. So it wouldn't necessarily have to be one of these 6. I could stitch on something totally different that 6th or 7th day. So I wanted to go ahead and share with you what pieces I have identified that I'm going to start working on so diligently October, November, and December. So here are my 6 that I would like to put on my 3 months to the finish line. And that will be Christmas Parade by Cottage Garden Samplings, Rudolph's Tree Farm, which is a full coverage ornament from the Dimensions Gold kit, I Stitch, which is a freebie from Teresa Kogut from 2024, and then the Days of Christmas Berries from Erica Michaels. Sorry, her name just left me for a moment. I have 3 berries left. I have 9, 8, and 10. I need to do 9 this month for my acrostic in the Daily 30 group, and that may be what I start this afternoon. And then 8 and 10 will finish out that whole series for the year. So I would start 1 a month anyway, so now I'm just going to go ahead and put them in this section so that I'll have time to work on them and hopefully finish all 3 of them. Now, as I work on these, if I finish one, I have an alternative that I've identified to put in the place, and I have only 3 alternatives. So my thoughts are, as I finish one, I'll substitute in one of these 3. And then if I finish more than 3 between now and the end of the year, I'm not going to reach for more alternatives. I will just reassign my numbers to what's left to give it double time so that it would have 2 chances to be rolled. That way I can really concentrate on these. My 3 alternates are Snow Much Fun, which is my banner I just started yesterday, Penguin Pear, which I started at Retreat, and In Autumn, which I started at Retreat. So those are my projects that I'm concentrating on to try to get a finish on at least part of them. It would be awesome to finish them all, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I want to finish as much of this as I can of the first 6, and we'll go from there. I've also been looking at plans for a year of WIP for 2025. Now, I don't know what number Melanie Watkins is going to assign as our minimum for next year, but this year there were 8. And so I have drafted my year of WIPs, including 8 pieces. I'm going to wait to announce those until I hear from Melanie Watkins how many she's going to, make us do as a minimum. This year it's a minimum of 8 on your list, but you have to finish 4. I have finished 7 of my 8 this year. I'm not going to finish the last one because it's Miss Christmas Eve and there's too much of it left. So I will tell you that Miss Christmas Eve will roll over and will be on my year of WIPs for next year. But the others that I'm going to have on there, I'm going to wait and identify after I know exactly how many I have to come up with. So if you're interested, though, in doing 3 months to the finish line with me, I hope you will. And we're going to start it October 1st. So identify at least your 6 pieces. And if you want some alternates, put those on your list. I'd love it if you would put it in the comments below that you're going to do this with me and put your list down of what you're going to do. And we can kind of report on our progress, how we're doing. I'd love to share that with you. I'm just waiting on my hubby to get home from some errands, and then we're going to just make a sandwich here at the house together, I think, since I'm isolating. And he's been really sweet. He cooked dinner for us last night. He doesn't want me touching the utensils and all the dishes and everything. I'm trying to stay up here by myself, away from him, and not touch things in the house, trying to keep him well. I'm just kind of waiting on him to get home, and then we'll do a sandwich together, and I won't stay in the room too very long. And then I'll be able to come back up here and do some more stitching. I hope you are having a great week. I hope you're getting a lot of stitching time. And until we speak again, happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is September the 19th, and I'm here to share with you my AB Singo stitching this morning. Hey, Coco, good morning. Maybe Coco would like to come say hey. Want to come say hey? Come on up. Come on up. Come say hey. Come on up, baby. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's a good girl. I'm going to let you see Coco. Hey, this is Coco. She has been very attentive to me while I've been under the weather, and makes sure I'm okay and hangs out with me. It's as if she can sense, that I'm not feeling up to my normal self. And so she comes and checks on me. Yes. Especially if I cough. She doesn't like it when I cough. It scares her, I think, a little bit. You okay? You say hey to everybody? Yeah. So, if I reach over and move the camera so you can see her better, she'll drop down. So, that's about as good as it gets. Yeah. She doesn't love the camera. Pardon me. So, the call for AB Singo for today was is the letter V. And for me, that was Autumn in the Village. And I'll remind you of what that looks like. This is a Stoney Creek. And I started on that blue house right in the middle for mine. And this is the one I'm doing on 36 count. So it looks quite small compared to others I've seen. But I worked all on this tree, and I finished that tree, and that was a 211 stitches for the tree. I needed 100 for the prompt, so I finished it, and then I was able to post that, and I was able to count it for my regular bingo game as well. because it was at least 100 stitches, and was able to get that posted too. So there you have it, autumn in the village. Now what that means is I've gotten both sides of the house stitched enough that I will be able to go and back stitch all of this before maybe moving on a little bit. And that will be good, because if you've ever stitched a Stoney Creek, you know they have a lot of back stitching. So I would like to try to do it a little bit as I go. So now that I have this one surrounded with all the stitching around it, then I could back stitch it without, you know, having to reach back under it if I'm stitching the next color on the other side. So I'm happy with that progress. That was good, and I'm going to put it away now, pull out something else I want to work on. And whatever I decide it to be, I'll share it with you. Happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. I decided today to continue stitching on a piece that was needed for an acrostic, my 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic. And that is All You Need Is Love. I needed it for the Y in the word you. And so I decided to pull this back out and put some stitches in it. It is on my list for AB Singo, so I'll pull it out again whenever it's called. But I thought, well, at least today I could be stitching on something I haven't touched in a little while that will meet an acrostic, and that way if I don't stitch it till number 25 is called, I've already got that part of the acrostic done. So I put 333 stitches in it today. I finished the word somebody. I had the word half of it done when I started. I had some. So today I did the body, the 3 little hearts that are the like dots. And then I came over and started the little blonde-haired girl. Isn't she cute? So I've got it sort of equal to that point. 333 stitches was a great number of stitches for me to stop at. It was a good stopping point. And I decided I would show it to you and put it away and decide what am I going to do next. My husband and I have to get some phones, and he's working on that now. He's at the store, the Verizon store, doing that. And I think he's going to try to bring us some lunch when he gets through with that. I may take a little break from stitching for a little while, take a little rest. I'm feeling a lot better. I don't ache anymore, and I'm still coughing quite a bit, but I think that's one of the things you give up last with COVID. I'm still taking my antibiotic and my anyway, still taking my meds. And I'll take those till they run out, but I'm feeling a lot better. The fatigue is there. I walked down to the mailbox today just to put a letter in the mail and back up my driveway, and I was out of breath. So I know that the fatigue is still there, but it is improving every day, so that's good news. I'll get back with you if I can later today, if I have any more stitching to share with you. But if not, I hope you're having a great day. I hope your week's going well. And I definitely hope that you are healthy and have not been exposed and succumbed to anything like I have, because I want you to feel well and be happy and be able to stitch. So enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello again, everybody. It is later on September 19th. And I am just so excited to be able to share my stitching with you today, because I hit some huge goals today. I looked at my acrostics. I looked at what I had left to stitch on my acrostics. And I had completed the daily 30 group acrostic. I had completed all but one of the 24 hours of cross stitch and all but one of the monthly magazine. I needed an R for those two. And as I was looking through my little cards that I make on all of my whips, looking for something that started with an R. I knew I had Rudolph's Tree Farm, but that's going to be called in my AB Singo. And I thought, I don't want to keep stitching on things that's going to be called, because then I'll feel like I'm repeating myself. So I looked to find out what wasn't on my list. And as it turned out, I didn't have Liberty Notes on my list. But the designer of Liberty Notes is Teri Richards. There's my R. It worked out beautifully. So I'll put a picture in here of where I started on Liberty Notes today. And after 216 stitches, this is where I got to. So I'm excited. This means I am halfway finished, because I have the bottom half, the house and the grass and the flowers to do. Let me show you on the pattern here. It's obvious that there are two halves. There, if you split it right where I left off, then this is the half that I have. They're almost equally. I've already done that floral piece right there. So I've got this half to stitch and then the buttons to put on, and I do have the button pack. So I am tickled that I got half of it completed, and now I am ready to, I've completed all of my acrostics for the month. And so now I'm just waiting to see what the call is to know what I'll be stitching on tomorrow. My husband and I will start Survivor tonight. I know it started last night, but we don't get to see it live. We don't pay for cable, so we're watching it tonight. And so we get to do that this evening, and that'll be great fun. So I may not get much stitching in the remainder of the day, but this was a huge accomplishment, and I'm loving this piece. I'm taking it off the Q-snap so you can see it. It's a small piece. You can see how tiny it is right there. And that's half done. So it'll only be, you know, just as tall, maybe right here. Precious small. It'll make a beautiful small pillow. Can't wait to finish it. Love that. And this is a beautiful piece of fabric. This is a picture of this plus fabric, and the name of it is Fog. It's quite pretty. You're seeing a good representation of it there. But these red, white, and blues look great on it. So I'm enjoying it. It's such a delicate little piece. All of the lettering is done with one strand. So it makes it quite delicate. And all of the vine is done with one strand. So very tiny. Enjoyed that a lot today. So there you have it. There's the stitching for today. That's probably going to be my last update today, and that's okay. You're probably tired of seeing me back and forth today. But I felt like I've had a good day of stitching. Makes me feel like, you can tell I'm feeling better, because I stitched on different things today, which is good. I hope you're coming along well on anything that you're working on. And until we speak again, happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday, September the 20th, and today's call on my AB Singo was for the letter S. My S is for Stitch Box, which is a new start for me. Oh, a while back, I stitched this little pillow top here. So today I wanted to stitch this pillow top. I think you call that a bordello stitch or something like that. Anyway, it's quite lovely. This is a Jeanette Douglas design, and it was gifted to me by my friend Marissa back in 2019 at StitchCon, and she bought the silk pack and everything. It came fully kitted. So today I did just what I set out to do. I stitched that whole pillow top. Was 767 stitches. Now, mine is just a skosh bigger than the one in the box because when I was doing this white color across the bottom, I was just following the pattern all the way down, and I didn't realize I should have ended it about halfway up that white V. But since it's a pillow top and I can stitch it and make it fit in that little box, I'm not going to worry about it. So I just went ahead and finished it on off. It'll fill my little square a little bit better. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that is done. Totally done. So now I'll let you see some of those beautiful variegated colors in there. So lovely. But that's the second section now. I have two left to do. One is the long one that goes across the bottom. And then I'll have the big one that you do for the center, the main square there. But I think I'll go ahead and get this one done next because it's very close to what I've been stitching there, and I've kind of learned how to do that now. And then I can do that one, which will have all the specialty stitches and things in it. But anyway, I already have the little box to go with it. I ordered that from Keepsakes right after this was gifted to me. And so at some point I will have it completely stitched and put together, but it is one that I try to do a section on at least once a year. And so far that's working out. So next year, hopefully the little long one and maybe even the square, might could push it to a finish next year, but we'll see. It's an intricate pattern. So I think that's most of that. The other thing I can tell you is this morning I was able to do a stitching and Facebook time or FaceTiming two friends of mine, Mary and Joanne, and we talked all about retreat, my retreat that I just got back from, and Mary's upcoming retreat at the Amana colonies with farm girl Michelle that she'll be going to in October. So that was a lot of our conversation, my regaling the tales of what fun we had and Mary's excitement over her upcoming retreat. We did share what I had been stitching, and that was a lot of fun, and I shared with them all of my gifts and fun things that I received at the retreat. So it was a lovely chat, and we were able to stitch a little bit, but we talked a lot. So that was great fun. I enjoyed it so much, ladies. I would like to mention that I got a phone call from Hobby Lobby, and I masked up and went over and picked up my sister's present. So I filmed a little segment about it, and I'll pop that in here. So Stephanie, you need to look away. Thanks for doing that, and I'm going to insert that little video right here. Okay, here is the FFO of my forever friends. I don't think you can really tell the colors. I think it's precious. And this will be my Christmas gift to my sister Stephanie, and I'm so excited to being able to pick it up today. So I wanted you to see it. I hope you like it. I love it. I wish the color was better. It does not show it. It doesn't show it well. It's everything matches so beautifully. The colors match so well. But it's here, and I'm excited, so now I can start kind of putting together her Christmas and decide how I'm going to wrap it and get all that ready, because I have to mail it to her early so that she gets it in time. So, sister, you can look back, of course, now. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I am going to take a break. I'm going to have lunch, and then I am going to see what else my busy fingers can be up to. I would like to do some more stitching today if I could. I'm feeling so much better today. I actually walked Coco today for the first time since I got back, and I wasn't fatigued or out of breath when I got back, which was great. And so she and I enjoyed that this morning. So I'm delighted that I'm feeling so much better. Well, I'm going to let you get back to what you were stitching. I hope you were stitching or crafting. And I will take a look now to see what else I want to get up to in my craft room. And until we speak again, happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is later on the 20th of September, and I am here to talk to you a little bit about some additional stitching that I've done today. Well, I checked the challenges in the Daily 30 group, and one of the challenges I had planned on working on in that group was for the mail, the history of mail. This is a challenge that someone has written about all different prompts that we have to try to meet. We are given the number of stitches that we are to try for. We have a minimum and a maximum number, and we get virtual points for that, or tokens. I hadn't done one of these in a long time because I had been doing my new bingo game with my Alabama friends, and between that and the Whip Go and all the acrostics, I generally wound up doing one of these challenges after I finish all my acrostics. And so that's what happened this time. So I went in today and I was able to look over what I have stitched in the last few days that were in the time frame that this challenge was posted, and I was able to hit 2 or 3 of them. And then today I decided that what I wanted to stitch on would be something to meet another one of those challenges. And that challenge was to stitch on something where I had substituted colors from the original pattern. So I grabbed my September wordplay, and you have to list your substitutions, and I had substituted about 4 colors simply because I didn't have them in my stash, and I was trying to stitch from stash. And so then I had to stitch at least 300 stitches to get the minimum number of stitches for any tokens. And so today I stitched 327 stitches in my September wordplay, and I'll show you what that got me. I did the back to school that I had mentioned last time would be where I would pick up again. I did the 1, 2, 3 numbers up here, and then I came down here and did the puppy dog, the little girl, and I started the 2 flowers. And then when I realized I had 327 stitches, I decided to stop there and post, because tomorrow is a big day for me. I am doing, for the first time ever, a virtual finishing day. I've done finishing days with friends, but I've never done one virtually, and I'll be interested to see how this goes. But we are to look through our things that are in our, to be finished under the bed box kind of thing, and then pick what we want to work on. I've got to do that. Now I have my bell pull, that's my Stitcher's Days of Christmas, ready to finish, and that's what I was thinking I would work on tomorrow. So I need to get all those supplies out, get it ready and prepped so that I have everything that I need to do that with. But I want to look in my box and see if there's some other things I might could do, since I'll be sewing that one together. Then perhaps I could sew anything else that I was going to make into a hanger or a pillow or something of that nature. So I have to stop and do that. So I want to do that now, and then I want to go ahead and see what as soon as they put the numbers up tonight, what our calls are for tomorrow for AB Singo, so I can get that laid out, ready to go. The virtual, I guess the Zoom call that we're going to do our finishing on is not going to start until about 10 o'clock in the morning. So I figured I could come on and do my stitching first and get that met, and then the rest of the day I could spend as much time as I needed to get maybe 1 or 2 things fully finished. So that's the plan anyway we shall see. It was interesting tonight because when I was looking at these prompts and what I wanted to stitch on this evening, I realized that when I did my 3 months to the finish line, I had forgotten all about my word plays, that I had started September and that I had started October, and I had forgotten also that I started another hands-on design Christmas ornament penguin pear. I had it in my alternatives, but I think I had kind of thought about that at the last minute. But I didn't put a single one of these in that group of 3 months to the finish line. So I'm rethinking that, and I'm thinking I may take out Rudolph's Tree Farm and put one of these monthly, September probably, wordplay in there so I can get it finished. That's more important to finish those this year, because I was trying to finish them this year, than it would be to finish Rudolph's Tree Farm. So I'm going to adjust my list, and then I'll share it with you again once I finish making all my tweaks. And when I have it all ready to go, the final version, I'll get all of those things out and I'll show them to you, so you'll have a starting point of where I'm going to start from on October 1st. So for now, my plans are to continue doing my AB Singo every day until the 25th, when that is completed. And then till the end of the month, I'm going to do what I've done before, and that is put some extra stitches in things that I want to keep pushing toward a finish. Maybe take one a day or something like that. And then I will start on October 1st my new game that I'm going to play. I have already done my private bingo board, and where this month I put AB Singo Call, for next month I put Roll of Die, because I'm going to be doing that roll every day to see what I'm working on. And so even if I do it 2 days in a row, it'll be that same number, so it'll be that same project, and I'll be able to count those first 100 stitches for my bingo, and I can still play, which will be a lot of fun. I also wanted to share this with you. We haven't talked about Whip Go in a long time, and partly I think that's been because I only had 4 things left to do, and they weren't coming up on my Whip Go board. Finally, Zephyr Hill Sampler came up on my Whip Go board for September, and it was also one I was using for AB Singo, and I started it at my retreat, and I've done enough to make the 300 stitches, so I've colored it in. And then Stitch Box I put on my AB Singo in hopes that it would be called this month, but it wasn't. So when it was called for AB Singo, I started and finished a section of it, and my goal on Whip Go was Stitch Box. Goal is to finish 1 section, so I did that, and so I colored that in. And at my retreat, I also had started in Autumn, which is what I substituted for the letter A, and I chose it partly because it was on my Whip Go board, and so now I have enough stitches in it, more than enough to meet the Whip Go goal. So I have 1 square left that has not been called, that I have not done. I have several of these that haven't been called yet, but I've already done them. I have 1 thing left, and if it's called in October, great, and I'll do it. And if it's not, it'll be November or December. But whenever it's called, I'll start it. It's an autumn berry, and I'll do that whenever. But that will make it a full blackout for me for this year. So I think that's kind of fun. That's been a good tool to use as well. Well, I'm going to go and get busy prepping for tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that. So I'll keep you posted on how that day progresses. I'll try to capture some of it, of what I'm working on, what I'm doing tomorrow. My friend Donna is supposed to be participating virtually as well. Of course, we normally would have gotten together to do that, but with my having COVID and strep throat, the last thing I want to do is to expose her to that. I think I'm probably no longer contagious, but I'm not going to risk it, and I don't want her to risk it. For her protection, I don't want to
to do that. So we'll both be at our own houses, and hopefully we can talk to each other over the Zoom call, and that'll be fun. So I will talk to you soon, and hopefully have some fully finished objects to share with you. Wish me luck. Happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. This is Saturday, September the 21st, and I am here to share with you my fun experiences doing a finishing day virtually today with friends. A friend of mine, Dee Abrams, invited me to join a group that she does finishing with on a regular basis. And they were doing a virtual finishing day. Everybody's at their own house finishing their items, but we're on Zoom and we can talk with one another, see what each other's doing, ask questions, get advice, help each other source things, make choices on this option or this option. It was great fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I got busy this morning doing some finishing, and I want to share it with you. And I am so tickled. I got 5 fully finished objects to share with you from today. And unfortunately, I have one I didn't get to finish, but I'll explain about that in a minute. So the first thing I want to share with you is a little Christmas pillow. I stitched this freebie a long time ago. It's the North Pole Express. And I really enjoyed stitching it. It was a quick one. It was from Little House Needleworks, I believe. And I chose this beautiful blue snowy sky with these gold stars. And I chose the gold sparkly trim to embellish my pillow. And it kind of matches my lettering in the pillow as well. And so that's just a sweet little pillow that I will put in my dough bowl or to go with some other decorations, you know, at Christmas. But I felt like the gold kind of pulled out the stars and the lettering. Just a simple little pillow. Now, I talk on occasion about me going to a store here in town called the Restore Shop, and it is a Habitat for Humanity facility, and people donate things there. And one of the things that people donate are pictures. And when they get a lot of pictures, they'll put their frames, any frame in the store, for $5. And that's when I go. And I grab things that I feel like are substantial frames that I could repurpose, that might be a size that I would like to have, or think I might have something that would fit in it, or just that I like the frame and so I want it in case it'll ever work. I mean, I'm only paying $5 for it, so it's not like I'm going to break the bank if one thing doesn't work. So when I got ready to start finishing things yesterday and I was pulling all my supplies together, I went through my entire stack of frames and everything I wanted to finish, and one matched up perfectly. So I have framed my Christmas piece from Teresa Kogut, and I just love it in here. I love this gold right on the edge here, the little beaded edging of the gold, because it's got such gold tones in the piece. And I love this dark, kind of a reddish brown, because the Santa's coat is a reddish brown. It's not a bright red and it's not a brown, but I think it goes with this really, really well. Now, interestingly enough, this frame that I have didn't have anything you could hang it with on the back. It was simply covered in brown paper. That was it. There was nothing to show where you could hang it with. But I had another old piece of a frame, and this was funny because I only had the back of the frame. I had used the front of the frame for something else. And the back, you see my glue gun is sitting here. A stringer from my glue gun is here. The back was just sitting over there with my frames. So this is not pretty, but I was able to hot glue it to the back of this frame, and now I have a stand on it. So mine will stand on a tabletop. $5. I paid $5 to frame this. And this is seasonal. It'll be out for a month. You know, it'll sit on a bookshelf or somewhere where the back doesn't show, and it'll just be perfect where it is, and it'll look really nice. So frugal. This is a frugal finish right here, but I'm really proud of it. So that's finish number 2. Now, finish number 3, I've been waiting to do, and I've been excited about it, and I've been showing you parts and pieces, you know, as I have worked on it. So this is my Stitcher's Days of Christmas belt pull. I got the hardware from Stoney Creek, and I got something that was extremely neutral so I could use it for more than one bell pull. So if I decide to stitch other bell pulls, you know, down the road, I've got hardware that I can just swap out. So this is my bell pull. There's that beautiful fabric I bought. There's the little casing I made to put the hanger in. And as it goes down, I'll show you, there's the other hardware on the bottom. And I like that because the weight of it is holding this nice and tight, and it'll lay against the wall really well. So I'm going to back up and stand up and hope that you can see a little more of it at a time. But this is called Stitcher's Days of Christmas. You've seen me stitch it, and I showed you the fabric when I found it. And I have a lot of this fabric left, which is wonderful because I'm hoping to make some things to decorate this in the same area that I hang this out of that fabric. So I'm gonna take this and put it away. I'm gonna hang it, drape it over my ironing board, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that was finish number 3. Finish number 4 and 5 kind of are similar because if you remember, I had used this on the shelf finishing piece from Chantel, and it had the birthday piece on it. So I decided I would like to do something for Thanksgiving, and I had stitched Turkey Time, and I had a scrap of beautiful fabric to do the backing with. I'm gonna see if it'll hold it up yet, because it's, there we go. So I put a washer on the back of Turkey Time, and now it's ready to display on the shelf, which is great because it's time for all of the Thanksgiving and fall and Halloween to be out now. So I think that is perfect, and I'm gonna put that up on the mantle. Now, it's still drying, so I won't attach this one. This was the last one that I finished, but this is from Hands On Design, and I think she actually made this to go on this same type of finish, and my glue is still drying on it, so I won't put it in there. But I love this fabric because it's a black fabric with beautiful Christmas ornaments on it, and those colors absolutely match the colors in the piece beautifully, and I think that's really, really neat. So it will go on here as well when it dries, and it'll be displayed like so on the little shelves that are cute, huh? So those were 2 I made, and now see how flat these are? I will just be, got washers on the back. I can just stack these when I get ready to store them. I can put the birthday one in here with it as well. And there you have it. Now, let's talk about the one that didn't work. So I picked up this finishing item at a place in Gainesville called the OCC, which is out of the coat closet. And it's a place where people rent booths and they sell their products, whether it be their art or their craft items or furniture. One man does woodworking. But a lot of it can be lamps and knickknacks and things that people have collected or found at maybe estate sales, and they're trying to resell them. So I found this great little find. I've shown it to you before. It sits on the shelf, and this actually spins. Someone had already painted it matte black, which is great. And I decided I wanted to use it to put my Christmas piece on. So I had padded and covered this piece of board to go in here. Had it perfectly fit. I was ready to put the magnets on the board and put my washers on here. And then I was going to put this, which was a Christmas Jingle Jolly Joy. It was a Christmas mystery sal, the first one I think that was done by the Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Purcell. And I was going to put it on here. Okay, so it would look something similar. I'll try to position it about right to this. And this is where the group comes in. So I got ready to do this. I was about ready to glue it together and finish it all up. And I showed it to the group, and the lady said, "Oh, your stitching isn't shining. Your fabric is too busy. And the motifs in it are too big. They're competing with this. It's like the stitching just does not pop." So I said, "Ooh, you're right. I was looking at how well the colors went together, but not what it did to my stitching." So I took a different fabric, and just for illustration purposes, I'll just drape it over this because I didn't have another board that I could cover. My friend Donna is cutting me a board. I've already given her the measurements for it. She has a mat cutter. We buy mat board together, and then when I need something, she cuts it for me. But let's just say this is about what it would look like when I get it covered. Something along these lines, okay? And it will be on here just like the other piece was. Let me get that folded down just to give you an idea. So then I put this up here, and I said, how does this look together? Whoa, what a difference, right? The cross stitch pops out. You can see the colors. The green is a great match, and they loved it. So I stopped what I was doing. I had this already, laced. I have it padded and laced on my board. I had this other board ready to go. I was ready just to assemble, but I took a pause because the group let me know it was not as attractive as it could have been. So I'm going to use this fabric instead. So this one I didn't get to finish today, but as soon as Donna gets my mat board cut and we can get together again, I should be able to socialize after tomorrow. So tomorrow will be my final day of isolating. Then I should be able to do this, and I could finish it and have it ready for this Christmas, which is great because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these finishes are Christmas finishes, which means I'll be able to use them this year. I am very excited about that. So I think I said I would give you kind of my thoughts on doing a virtual finishing. I had a ball. I did notice that most of the people that were on the finishing video had their cameras set up right across from the desk that they were going to be using to finish. I didn't have that because my sewing machine is in a station over here where I have my sewing machine. And then I have my desk here where I stitch. They're two different places. I have like work zones, and I have an assembly zone I create usually at my table where my guests sit when they stitch with me. And so it's a big round table, and I use it to assemble things when it's just me here. So I really didn't have a good place for my camera other than here where I'm sitting and stitching. So I was running all around doing things. I was off camera more than I was on, but I could listen. I could hear what everybody was saying, and when they were showing something, I could run look, on my iPad. And so that worked out just fine. I do think that that will make me think if we do another finishing day next month, and I'm able to participate, I will think about what I'm going to finish, and I may get it to stages where I can do things at my desk, whether it be the final needlework, the closing up of seams or things like that, to where I can be more present when I'm talking with everybody. But I didn't let it stop me today. I mean, that was, I had to go all over my craft room. My ironing board is right around the corner. And when I ironed, I had to, step back there. It works great for me when it's just me here, or when I'm here with other people and we do finishing together. It was just Zooming. I didn't think about needing to be in an area where I could be on camera the whole time. So I was probably not present for other people to see and talk to as much, but they kind of figured out I was around, and it didn't stop us from chatting a little bit. But I wanted to share with you my finishes. I think that's a very successful day. I did stitch this morning a little before I got on. I didn't get on until about 10 because I had to stitch my new berry. I had to start my berry, so let me show that to you. The AB5 call today was for the letter M, and for me, the letter M is Erica Michaels, which is the Christmas berry. So I decided to do the 9th berry, even though I still have to do number 8, because for my acrostic in the Daily 30 group, we had to do the number 9. And my 9th berry will actually have the number 9 on it. So, this is 9 ladies dancing. It's the one at the top there. And it's a lot of stitching on it. A lot of stitching. So I got a good start in it today. 327 stitches. But there you go. That's the border around what's going to be that center. It's like a dance floor, and you'll have all of the ladies dancing around it right there. Whew, I need to get back on this. But I got enough of it done to meet all of the requirements and to get it posted for today so that I'm not behind, and I can keep going. So it's been a good day. It's been a very productive day today, and now it's around dinner time. I'll have to decide what we're going to do for dinner, see if my hubby wants to run get us something or wants to, grab something here at the house, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for letting me share my Philly finishes with you that I enjoyed doing today. I'm not a professional finisher. I don't pretend to be. None of this is perfect, so I know that you'll be kind when you look at it and not be too critical of the work product. But thank you so much for letting me share my love of cross stitch with you and what I like to do when I get to use my cross stitch. So I hope you're having a great Saturday, and I hope you're getting a lot of stitching done. Happy stitching, everybody.